Right everyone, WeaponCollector here. Right, I thought I'd do a E.D.C video because I realised the other day I haven't actually done one for nearly a year as far as I'm aware. And I think the last one I did was a sort of joke E.D.C where everything I was getting out was giant items. So yeah, this is my autumn winter E.D.C. If you're a regular, you'll see that this E.D.C doesn't change that much. I only changed minimal things, but you know, it's still an interesting video. People do tend to like to watch these. So the first thing I'll get down to is my jacket. This is what you'd call a traditional sort of bomber jacket. I think the official name of these is MA1 jacket. I only ever really wear two kinds of jackets, well three. I've got a very smart overcoat, Crombie type coat, that I wear if I'm going to, you know, say a party or a pub or something where you want to be a bit smarter. I've also got a Harrington, but the Harrington jacket is not very good in the winter. In fact, even now it's not that cold, wearing that Harrington jacket is literally adds no warmth to your body wearing that. Whereas these bomber jackets, these are quite nicely insulated, because that's what they was for. They was pilots' jackets originally, weren't they? Yeah, so these are nice and warm in the winter, although not waterproof. They're reasonably water resistant, and they've got a decent amount of pockets, which I like. My Harrington as well, I had to sew extra pockets in it. It didn't have enough pockets. So let's get down to the sort of traditional things everyone carries. So phone, I've just got a standard sort of cheap, I think it was about 80 quid. It's a Motorola G4 Play, I think it is. Nothing special with the case. I don't carry a wallet either, so I either carry money in my pocket, or if I have notes, I put them in there. I've also got in there a little notepad and a couple of cards, you know, for stuff I may need. So that's my phone. What else do I carry in my jacket? I always like to carry a bit of water with me. You never know when you can get thirsty. So at the minute, I've got a little, this is an 8-ounce stainless steel flask. Not a bad little thing. It's sort of, I'd say a medium sized one. It's bigger than the small, you know, you can get tiny little ones of these, like 4-ounce things. I can't remember how much this is, if it was in millimetres. I think it was 265 millilitres. So about a cup's worth of water. So a decent amount really. Yeah, I always found I always want to carry water basically, so there's the water. If I can't get that, I would just carry a plastic bottle of water. Indoors I drink out of a glass bottle because it's probably better for you than reusing plastic constantly. But one thing I would suggest, never ever carry a glass bottle on you. If that's inside your jacket and get pushed over, that can actually kill you. I know that probably sounds like common sense, but you'll be surprised how many people probably have a, you know, especially some teenagers with a bit of booze, might have a glass bottle in their jacket. Don't do it. Don't bother. Don't carry glass bottles in your jackets. So that's my inside pockets. Then you've got the outside pockets and the arm pocket. So in the arm pocket here, I carry a couple of little extras just for my own benefit. You know, just as things I might need. So in there I've got a little backup torch. I don't know where you would get these from. I got sent this free. So it's actually a little bottle opener, a little flashlight in it. Now it's not very bright, but it's a really good compact flashlight. I also carry a lighter because, you know, a lighter can be handy. And sometimes in these bits, a pen and pencil, but I think, saying that, my pencil is in this tin. So in this tin it's just a couple of little extra things in case I think I might need them. So there's a notepad in here, credit cards, as in, not credit cards, but these 30-day free trial plastic cards. That is for first aid. I've got in here, due to the corona stuff, a disposable mask, which I'll go over later about masks, and then a couple of other little extra things in there. A pen, a hearing aid tablet, because I'm pretty much deaf in one of my ears, and some first aid stuff like plasters and a pad, and a couple of other little things, but that general kind of stuff. So that's that pocket, and then in my other pockets is my hearing aid. Yeah, I'm pretty much deaf in my right ear, so I have a hearing aid. I don't need to wear it all the time, but if I'm going anywhere where there's going to be crowds, it does massively help me. My day-to-day life, I can get away without it, but yeah, when I'm out, it does help a lot. And in this pocket, I've got a small disposable mask. Right, so we'll have a quick discussion about masks, because I think this is quite an interesting thing. There's a lot of people who don't believe that the coronavirus is real. But as far as masks go, I think everyone should wear a mask anyway. It will protect you and it will protect others, right? But it'll also save you, if you don't believe in it, it'll save you a lot of bother, in my opinion. I've barely been out this year purely just because I don't really need to. And also because a lot of stuff's not open, there's not a lot of reason for me to go out. So I've actually only had to wear a mask out once. And that was coming home from my brother's house one night. It was a little bit too far distance to walk home, so we got a taxi. And all of the people who was going to catch the taxi, they weren't allowed to go in the taxi without a mask on. So we all wore masks. See, now if you hadn't had a mask, that would have been a lot of bother. You'd either had to walk home, have a massive argument with someone, you know, and for me, I just can't see the point in that. Everyone just carry a mask, and if you go to somewhere and they say to you, you can't come in because you haven't got a mask, instead of having a massive go at them, saying, oh, it's not fucking real, just put your fucking mask on, go in there, get your stuff, leave, take it back off. Yeah, that's my advice for people. So yeah, I carry a mask, but I haven't needed to wear it because I don't go out anyway. This is just a very cheap disposable mask, literally the cheapest one you could get. Probably not much use, but it would allow you to get in shops. I would like to get a better mask, but at the minute I don't have one. A good mask. I've got a good mask. I've got a better mask than this, and I've got proper masks. But I want a better, small mask, if that makes sense. Now, by the way, this isn't finished. I've still got all my other E.D.C stuff to show you. I just thought I'd go on a little sort of discussion about masks. So, again, it depends where you're going. My E.D.C at the minute is 2 disposable masks, just in case, because I pretty much know I'm not going to need to go out. I'm not planning to go out because I don't need to. If I was planning to go somewhere, I would get a better mask. It's just at the minute I haven't needed to. Next year, I've got a hospital appointment in February. I'm going to get a better mask for that. I'm not going into a hospital not wearing a mask. The best thing I've got at the minute is this, for a small half-face mask. One of these. Which, for what it is, I think it's pretty good. It's about 15 quid. Contains its own sort of pad filters, which are these. I don't know whether I'll wear this in there or not, but as I mentioned, if I'm going into a hospital, I want a good mask. So yeah, so you put this over like that, and then you put the other one over the top. And as you can see, I don't know how well you hear me talking. As you can see, it's a reasonably good small mask. It's comfortable, nice and rubbery, you know, rubber face cup thing. I won't talk for too long with that on, because for all I know you can't understand me. But yeah, it's a good little mask that it'll do the job, and it's not overly threatening. Now, I don't know if that's what I would wear in a hospital or not, but that's what I've got right now. I may get something better, or I may get something a little bit less in your face, if that makes sense. Something that they can hear me better, because obviously I've got to talk to the people I'm seeing in the hospital. Yeah, that's my only advice. I know this is an E.D.C video, but I would say, if you're going to go out and about, whether you believe it or not, carry a mask just for your own benefit. You know, it'll make your life easier, I think. You don't have to agree with that. That's just my opinion. I like to make my life as easy and problem-free as possible. I do not want to go somewhere and they say, you can't come in because you don't have this. So I would make sure I had that thing. So I don't have, because, you know, for me, I don't enjoy arguing with people. It's not a thing I go out of my way to do with people. I would always avoid an argument with someone. I don't get nothing out of it. Obviously some people do, but yeah. But you know, it's just my opinion on things. If you don't want to wear a mask and you don't carry one, that's up to you. I ain't going to judge you on that. Right, so that's my sort of jacket and that. I also carry a tactical pen quite often. These are really good, these are. So this is a tactical pen with a tungsten steel tip glass breaker. So it's an emergency tool really, but also a pen. So the pen itself is pretty good. And being stainless steel, this has got a nice bit of weight. It's long as well, so if you had to break some glass, you've got at least nearly 2 inches of the actual tip sticking out, and the tungsten steel tip on these stainless steel ones, and the weight, they'll break glass really easily. Yeah, these are hard to get now. This is the Laix B009. If I can find it for you, I'll let you know, and I'll add a link. Yeah, really good. Probably the best tactical pen I've ever had, and less than 15 quid, I think. So there's that. Bit of hand sanitizer as well, if you're out and about. Whether you believe in coronavirus or not, again, that'll help you. If it's cold season, that'll stop you catching a cold, won't it? So, you know, it gives you the opportunity to clean your hands. So depending on where I'm going, I also E.D.C sometimes a legal carry knife. And I E.D.C one around my shed and that as well. So on private property where it's legal, at the minute I'm E.D.C-ing a cold steel Pro Light. Quite enjoying this. It's a nice knife. This is very comfortable, good lock, nice sharp blade as well. Yeah, very decent knife that is. That stays on private property, but I use it in my shed, in my garden. When I'm out and about in a place where it would be safe to do so, I do sometimes E.D.C a little Sanrenmu. So what this is a little leather case, personalised to me. Got that a couple of years ago. Made by Popov Leather. You can see the little logo there. And the reason I carry this knife in that is because I find if you carry a knife in a little pouch, it just looks more gentlemanly, if that makes sense. It looks safer in a little pouch. It's not ready to go. You know what I mean? That just adds a little bit to your credibility that you've not got this in your right hand pocket where your hand is, you know, ready for it to go. Put it in an offside pocket, in a pouch, and I think that would help you a bit. I can't vouch on that, but yeah, I think it would. So the knife itself is a little Sanrenmu, can't remember the numbers for this because they're all bloody numbers, 7094 STX PNHT4. something like that. But the reason I like these little Sanrenmus, they're legal carry, sub 3-inch blade, doesn't lock, it's got a couple of tools, but the best bit of all is this little flipper foot. So essentially it's a flipper, but they're very stiff. You struggle to flip these out. But what it is, that little flipper foot works like a guard. So if this knife ever shut on your hand, on your fingers, that guard catches your finger first. So really good little safe knives really. You can get these in different styles as well, and actually these are back in stock on GearBest if you want to get them. Again, I can't even get to GearBest nowadays. GearBest used to be really good. One thing I would say though, if you buy off GearBest and you don't get the items, it's probably UK Customs doing it, and if you get hold of GearBest, they'll refund you very quickly. So this has got the legal carry blade, tungsten steel tip glass breaker, Phillips screwdriver and a sort of gutting hook, sharpened hook, and a little flathead screwdriver and a bottle opener. So yeah, a couple of little tools and a nice little knife, legal carry, and they are available again at the minute. I always carry a little bit of Vaseline just because I get dry lips occasionally, and that can be annoying, and then my lips can crack. So yeah, a little bit of Vaseline is always helpful. And then lastly in my pockets is my keys. So quite a lot on my keys depending on who you are. Some people might think that's not a lot, others might think it is. I'll show you the things of note. So I have 2 sets of keys because I actually lost my keys and I had to replace the whole lot. So I've actually got 2 identical sets of keys apart from well, they're ever so slightly different, but I class these as my outdoor keys. So I've got, if I'm actually going out, if that makes sense, I'd carry these. If I'm just hanging around locally or in my Wendy house, I carry my other keys. Because this has got a couple of things on that I wouldn't need around the house, if that makes sense. So I may swap the torches over on these though. So little flashlight just to help. I carry a flashlight anyway. I've not got around to my flashlight yet. So little flashlight. I've also got I can't remember what these are called, but this is a key that opens disabled toilets. So sometimes you'll go about places and they'll have these locked up disabled toilets that only these keys can lock. You can buy these on eBay, and yeah, they're basically for people who are disabled, but so that the toilets can be locked up. I carry window keys because it's always handy to be able to open someone else's windows. You never know, but I find having window keys, a couple of random window keys, useful. I've also got a handcuff key because why not. This is a little glass breaker, so it's got a tungsten steel tip, but it's also a pen. And again, that's always handy. It's always handy having to have a pen. And then I think lastly on these, one of those little stainless steel pry bars, because again, why not? Could be helpful. So yeah, that's my keys. So as far as I'm aware, that's everything I would carry in my pockets. There's a couple of extra things I would carry depending on what time of the day it is. So torches, if I'm going out at night, I always carry a torch. As a teenager, I never used to carry a torch. I used to think, and I know quite a few people on here agree with this, I never used to like carrying a torch. I used to think it gives you position away, and it does essentially. But I like to be able to see what I'm doing, especially with being partially deaf. I have to rely on my sight a lot more. All sounds sound like they come from one side. So as I'm walking about, if I want to know where something is, I literally have to turn right around and look right round, because I can't tell whether a sound is coming from a certain place. It can be a hindrance really at night. So yeah, but I do like to carry a torch. The advantage, I agree with that a torch gives your position away, but I suppose if you've got a strong enough torch, yeah, it'll give your position away, but you're so far away, you can turn that torch off and be gone before those people are anywhere near you anyway. So I have 2 torches I E.D.C at the minute. My around the house and garden torch is a through night TC10 version 2. Takes an 18650 battery. I think it's about 1500 lumens. Strobes. So it turns off at the back. There's your button to change the settings. Good little torch. Not that small, but yeah. Rechargeable via USB, or you take the 18650 out and charge it that way. So, if I'm out and about though at night, I do like to carry my modified mag light. So, this has had quite extensive mods to it. It's got a lanyard on it with a adjustable little toggle thing so that you absolutely can't drop this, and it wouldn't be able to be pulled out your hand either. That's paracord, and that actually goes through the body of the torch. This has also now got an 18650 and Cree LED. You can buy upgrades. I don't know about the batteries though, but this is something I did myself. So essentially what I've done, I've mounted a flashlight inside it. So there's your button, and then if you spin this bit round, there's your charging port. So turn it on there, double tap for the full beam. But yeah, this will strobe, I just can't remember how to do it. So yeah, I do like to carry that. It's quite a decent size. I think it's slightly longer than a 2, I think it's a 2D anyway, 2 or 3D anyway. But you can see you've got a decent sort of torch there, can't be took out your hand. And it's actually got a hollow handle, so you can put a little kit in there if you wanted to. That's my outdoor torch. So that's about it for the main things. There's 2 other things I do carry depending on the weather. If it's very cold, I'll wear a hat and gloves. Right, so if it's particularly cold at night, I will wear just a woolly hat type thing, whatever you want to call it. Keeps your ears warm, head warm. Especially if you like to have short hair like me. You do feel it on your head. That's the only place I ever really do feel cold though. And sometimes my inner thigh, but nowhere else really. Hands occasionally, but even then a lot of the time I don't wear gloves. But if I was going to wear gloves, if it's actually snowy, even then though, saying that, I don't wear gloves a lot. But if I do wear gloves, these are the gloves I wear. These are sort of tactical mountain bike kind of gloves. Got like a protective knuckles. But these are quite good gloves. You can actually use things quite delicately with these. You know, with a lot of gloves you can't really do a lot of things, but these you can do quite little fiddly tasks with these. But yeah, these do work with quite little fiddly stuff. So that would be the gloves I'd wear, and that would be the hat I wear. So there you go, that's my E.D.C. Before I go, I will ask you one question actually. Do you prefer the way I do an E.D.C video like this, whereas I just talk to the camera and show you the stuff, or do you prefer like a camera down on a tabletop E.D.C? Because I could always do one of those next time. It's up to you. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've not forgotten anything. That would be all the things I would grab as far as I'm aware if I need to go out. So there you go. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I do videos weekly. I'll see you in the next one. See you later.